Good evening to everyone in Israel. Good day to everyone in Panama and Latin America in general, and here in Rhode Island. My name is Avi Neville, and I'm the founder and executive director and president of the Rhode Island-Israel Collaborative. We are Chamber of Commerce for developing economic ties between Israel and Rhode Island, and also in academia and research. First of all, before we continue our program, I would like to thank our committee, to Eli Fashka, for president of the Panama Israel Chamber of Commerce, Miri Berger, the executive director of Latin America Chamber of Commerce in Israel, Oscar Mejias, the president of Rhode Island Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Isabella Menendez with the Israeli trade in Panama, Chagai Benjamin from the Israeli consulate in New England, and last but not least, I have to give credit to my executive secretary. She did a lot of work behind the scene. I would like to thank Jackie as well. Thank you to our panelists, of course. Eli will introduce them later, and we will start with the program. Especially in this time, it's very critical and important to connect between people here in Israel, in Latin America, and help each other on a one-to-one level to collaborate, to inspire people. And I think the panelist of ours, which will be introduced later, will be a great inspiration. Sometime you move from one country to another country and you want to do a dream or develop a program or start a company. I have to say, my example, myself, I did the same. I moved to Rhode Island, started a company, was lucky to sell it successfully. And it's important you have people from the communities that help you. You reach out to people. It's not an easy way always, but with the tenacity and with the integrity and your effort, you'll be successful. And if we, by this conference, inspire people to do that, that will be a great success. And of course, connecting people. So I think I'll keep my remarks short. And I would like first to invite Oscar Mejias, the head of the Israeli Chamber of Commerce, of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in Rhode Island, a great friend. Oscar, please tell about yourself and talk to us.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this event, the Trailblazers Unite, Rhode Island, USA, Israel, and Latin America Collaboration. My name is Oscar Mejias. I am founder and CEO of the Rhode Island Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. It's truly an honor to join this big team, great team, partnering, bringing together this inspiring group of entrepreneurs. So today is a great event for us. I personally am very excited because it's about what we do every day, building bridges, exchanging ideas, showcasing the power of international collaboration. So I want to recognize and say thank you to Avi Neville, the president of the Rhode Island-Israel Collaborative. He's a great friend. We have been working together in several projects for several years. And this is just one example of how we can work together to contribute to the economic development of our communities. I want to give a special shout out to the entrepreneurs who are the real example again, or the living proof, I could say, of what vision, persistence, and courage could achieve. Thank you, Gloria, who is part of our organization, and the other entrepreneurs, because your presence and participation is what makes the big difference, okay? Will contribute to the success of this event. This event is not about dialogue. It's about sparking ideas, building partnership, share experience, and writing the next chapter of success together. We are living hard times. We are living complicated time from the economic point of view, but I am sure that during this event, stretching the international collaboration will help us to help other businesses to grow and to do it better. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, the people who is attending and listening this event. And hopefully that will be very successful event for everybody. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you so much, Oscar. And now we'll have Miri Burrier, as Executive Director of the Israel Latin America Chamber of Commerce. She's a close friend, and we did other projects when she worked at RIIC and IBM. So Miri, take it from here.
Thank you, Avi. So good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. Boker Tov from Tel Aviv. I am very excited to be here. As a matter of fact, Roberto Spindle, the president of the Latin America-Israel Chamber of Commerce, was supposed to be here and greet you and congratulate everybody. But he got stuck in Jerusalem because, you know, we have some complicated and exciting days here in Israel. So I'm very pleased to be here. I want to congratulate, first of all, Avi, because he was the initiator of this idea. We work on it for a couple of months now. I'm very happy to be working together with all the organizers. And as Oscar said, I am super excited to hear about the entrepreneurs. I know Avi Kashtan in person. I've heard him a few times. I'm very, very proud of him. I know you're going to enjoy him very, very much. And I am very curious to hear about the others. So this is a great collaboration between countries and between Chamber of Commerce, which I hope that in the future will grow and grow. So enjoy this webinar. Looking forward to do more activities together in the next couple of months. And just enjoy, and we have a lot to learn from.
Thank you so much, Miri. The next speaker will be Edgar Hyman, president of the Chamber of Tourism and Commerce of Guatemala in Israel. But I want to mention also that in the audience, we have the Consul General to New England from Guatemala, Claudia Gatica de Moreno. So thank you for listening to us. And Hyman, Edgar, please.
Muy buenos días. Deseo expresar mi agradecimiento al presidente Eli Fasca por la invitación a sumarnos a esta excelente iniciativa, la cual aporta un gran valor a nuestros socios comerciales y asimismo saludar cordialmente a nuestros colegas de las cámaras de comercio de Israel, América Latina, así como a los empresarios que compartirán con nosotros sus historias de éxito. Guatemala se encuentra en una posición estratégica para aprovechar las oportunidades del nearshoring, especialmente con Estados Unidos. Por ello, celebro este acercamiento con representantes de las cámaras de Long Island. Asimismo, quiero destacar que en marzo del año pasado entró en vigor el Tratado de Libre Comercio entre Israel y Guatemala. Este acuerdo brinda múltiples beneficios para los empresarios y queremos asegurarles que desde ISRACAM cuentan con todo nuestro respaldo para facilitar el comercio multilateral y fomentar el desarrollo de negocios con y desde Israel. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Edgar. And now we will have the pleasure to do with the diplomatic corps and with government. And I'm pleased to introduce our Lieutenant Governor from Rhode Island, Sabina Matos. She's close friend. She visited Israel recently, and originally you're from the Dominican Republic, right?
That is correct.
So you represent another country, and it's nice to see that people from Guatemala, from Panama, it's really a true collaboration. So Sabina, please, I call you Sabina because just for the people in the background, Israelis are very personal. So we call each other by first now, but I really address you as Lieutenant Governor Matos. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Abby. I always say, if you say Sabina, you get it right all the time. Thank you so much. Truly a pleasure to be here with all of you. I want to thank Consul General for Israel and New England, Benny Sharoni, for all the support and the collaboration. As Abby mentioned, I had the opportunity to visit Israel early this year, and it was a very impactful experience for me to be able to go to Israel and see firsthand the challenges and the opportunities, especially tremendous opportunities that there are taking place in Israel. I also want to thank Abby for bringing all of us together, and Oscar Mejia, who has been a leader here working with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, taking the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to a level never seen before. So it's truly a pleasure to be here with all of you. And I want to my fellow elected officials and colleagues from Latin America, es un placer estar con todos ustedes acá. Espero verles aquí en el estado de Rhode Island pronto. Aquí es un estado en donde tenemos muchos latinos, a lot of people from Guatemala, muchas personas de Guatemala están acá, Dominican Republic and Colombia, Honduras, there's so many countries here represented. So I really hope you come and visit us. And this is such a great opportunity, and I'm so glad we're having this conversation right now. This summit is talking about how we can join together to ensure that we are maximizing the opportunities to collaborate and to innovate between the United States, Israel, the state of Rhode Island in particular, and the Latin American. I always believe that here in the United States and the state of Rhode Island, we have not been maximizing the opportunities and the potential that we have of doing business and collaborating with Latin American and other countries that normally has been overlooked. So that has been one of the missions that I have taken on to ensure that I make connections with as many partners from Latin American countries in other countries have been overlooked for years, and to ensure that we can establish business relationship and commercial exchange between those countries. And also, I want to take this opportunity to put a plug for another summit that's going to be happening at the end of the month. Is Bryan University, the Chafee Center for Bryan University is going to be hosting a global trade summit. It's September 25th and September 26th here in Rhode Island. I hope to see many of you join this conversation and this opportunity to learn more about business opportunity here in the state of Rhode Island. Again, thank you so much for this opportunity. Every time I have the opportunity to collaborate with Israel, I'm 100% supportive of us continue to have business exchange between Rhode Island and Israel and Latin American. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. And I know from my experience, anytime we want to connect with the government here in the interest of Israel and others, you're always there for us. So really appreciate it. And one of the things people don't know, and I always mention it about Rhode Island, and just a little history, in 1860, the first neighborhood outside of the old city of Jerusalem was built. It's called Mishkanot Sha'ananim. And there is a guy that gets all the credits called Montefiore. But truth of the matter, the money that came to build this is from Rhode Island, from the state of Yehuda Toro. And as we're talking with an entrepreneur, you need VC money. So Yehuda Toro from Rhode Island, 1860, changed the history of Israel by financing the first Israeli Jewish neighborhood outside of the old city of Jerusalem. So I think a little page of history. It's a pleasure for me to invite now the Israeli Consul General to New England, Benny Sharoni. And I'll tell a secret to everyone. Yesterday was his birthday. So Benny, happy birthday. And please, Benny, again, we have a great partner here. You always come to Rhode Island, and please take it from here.
Thank you very much. Hola, buenos días. My name is Benny Sharoni, the Israeli Consul General to New England. I'm extremely happy and honored to participate in this really important and timely meeting because of so many opportunities, but because it also allows me to see my good friend and colleague, Ambassador Mati Cohen. We haven't seen each other for, I think, more than a year. So thank you for this opportunity to bring everyone together. Thank you, Avi and Oscar, for the great thing, the great work that you are doing, and Miri and Eli and Edgar and Claudia and everyone who contributed to this event today. And I'm extremely happy to see my good friend, Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos, joining us today. I can definitely personally testify about her commitment and her and the governor not sparing efforts in order to support expanding the bilateral ties between Rhode Island and Israel and Rhode Island and other places. So I'm especially happy about that. This is an important gathering. We are here because we believe in exploring new frontiers and building new partnership. And we have the potential for this kind of unique partnership because it brings together the three dynamic regions. We have Rhode Island, we have Israel, and we have Latin America. And each one of those has its own unique strengths, its own unique characteristics. It's about Rhode Island with its innovation and education and ocean technology and the tradition in general of entrepreneurship. It's also about Israel, a global leader in technology, in science, in cybersecurity, in innovation. And it's also about Latin America, which is rich in natural resources, fast-growing markets, and increasingly young and tech-savvy population. And together, when we are looking at all of those strengths and characteristics, those are all complementary. So the collaboration creates opportunities that none of us can achieve alone. A good question that we need to ask ourselves, I think, is why now? And it has a good answer because we are meeting at a critical moment for global economy. The supply chains are being redefined. Digital transformation is accelerating. Energy, health challenges all demand new solutions. And I think by working together, we can leverage Israel innovation ecosystem and tap into Latin America growing markets and ground it all in Rhode Island's entrepreneurial environment. This triangle can be a powerhouse of ideas, of trade and investment. And I think there's a tons of potential of the things that we can do together. So looking ahead, our aim, I think, by the end of the day is to establish framework for ongoing cooperation in areas such as health and biotech, ocean, climate technology, education, workforce development, trade and investment exchange, but we can definitely explore other. I think each participant here is a trailblazer by himself, by herself, by connecting, by sharing, by innovating, and we all can shape a stronger and more resilient future. And I'd like to conclude, I say Rhode Island, Israel, and Latin America may be thousands of miles apart, but today we can prove that partnership knows no borders. So let us live here with a shared mission, turn these ideas into action and challenges into opportunities. Let it turn into partnerships. Thank you.
Thank you, Benny, Consul General of Israel to New England. It's my pleasure to introduce the new Israeli ambassador to Panama, Matanya Cohen, or Mati, as Benny alluded. It's my pleasure to meet you first time in person, and please, Mr. Ambassador.
Muchas gracias. Es un gran placer. Buenos días de estar aquí con todos ustedes. It's a really pleasure and honor to see so many friends here from Guatemala, Miri from Israel, of course, Benny, and Eli from Panama. I'm very happy to be part of this collaboration. Israel, Latin America, Hispanics in the US, Rhode Island. I arrived in Panama, as you said, Avi, only a month ago, but I have a lot of experience in Latin America as ambassador, as a diplomat, and also experience in the States. I was consul in Miami 20 years ago. I worked a lot with the Hispanic community in South Florida. So I know that people want to make business, and this is what's important. I just want to say that in spite of the war and the very complicated situation that we face now in Israel, that you all know, Israel is open to business. The economy is growing, the high tech is growing, investments in Israel, number of startups are more than 7,000. My son works in one of them, more than 7,000. So we do invite, I think I can speak on behalf of Benny and myself, we do invite businessmen from the States, from Latin America to come and do business with Israel. I can tell you that up until a month ago, I was the head of the Latin America and the Caribbean Bureau in the Foreign Ministry. And I don't have to tell you, we have very complicated relations with some of the Latin American countries. A few of them cut relations, but the business communities in those countries continue to believe in Israel and to do business with Israel. So I do invite all of you to do business together. The trade office in the Israeli embassy in Panama, Isabel is here with us, is open. Of course, the Israeli-Panama Chamber of Commerce, Eli Fasca is here to help you. And I do hope to see you in Panama, in Guatemala, in Israel, and I hope to see myself in Rhode Island soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. I'm sure the Lieutenant Governor will be happy to have you visiting us, and personally, I'll be also, of course, happy to meet you. As a matter of fact, I just missed you in Panama. I was there probably 2 weeks earlier. Eli hosted me in Panama, but I'm sure the opportunity will be there. Thank you again. It's really my pleasure now to introduce Eli Fashka. He's the president of the Israel-Panama Chamber of Commerce. We met a few months ago, visited him in Panama. We met in Boston. So it's a really growing relation, and Eli was instrumental in helping in this project, and he will be the moderator now. And Eli, thank you so much, and I hope there will be many more opportunities to participate and doing things together here in Rhode Island, in Panama, Latin America, and Israel. So Eli, take it from here, please.
Thank you, Avi, and thank you everyone for being here. I'm Eli Fashka, president of the Panama Israel Chamber of Commerce here. We are open for business, and actually Panama and Guatemala, I think, are two of the most Israel-friendly countries in Latin America. So more than welcome to both countries. And I have the pleasure of moderating a panel of success stories from different countries and how collaboration is important. Let me add the panelists that will be with us today. So let me first introduce them, and the idea is for them to introduce themselves in a minute. First, we have from Israel, Avi Kastan, originally from Uruguay, then made Aliyah. He is a serial entrepreneur, and the latest endeavor was SixGill, which last in cybersecurity, which is the area I'm familiar with. And last year, he had an exit in the 9-figure range. He can give us more details on that in a minute. We have Gloria Chacon. She was born in Guatemala, lives in Rhode Island, and she's the founder of Greenview Tree Services. Very interesting what she's doing. From Guatemala, we have Roberto Gil, Director General of Universal Cargo and Trading. And from Panama, we have Boris Weinberg, friend. He's the founder of Buzz Advertising and Panama Startups, which is the entrepreneurship community in Panama. Thank you, all of you, for agreeing to be with us and for taking the time to share your stories, your insights to everyone here and to everyone that's going to see this recording later. I would like to first ask you to just introduce yourselves. Who are you, besides what I said, or why do you think you are here? Just a brief intro of your history to now, and I will do, let's see, I will do Avi, then Gloria, then Roberto, and then Boris. Avi, please, if you want. Let's unmute.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, thank you very much. First of all, it's a pleasure and honor, and thank you, Eli, for the introduction. As you say, my name is Avi Kastan, and I born in Uruguay. I made Aliyah. I came to Israel when I was 18, not too long ago, I like to think. Formally, I studied computer engineering here in the Technion, and later on I did my MBA in management of high-tech firms. Worked my whole life in the high-tech industry. Lately, I founded the SixGill, that we are a cyber intelligence company. That what we do, we created a system that automatically analyze and monitor dark web activity, basically. And by doing this, we're able to see many of the attacks, cyber attacks, and the threat before they happen. And we sell, our customers sell globally all over the world. We had our headquarters here in Israel, but as I said before, we have operations all over the world. And yes, it's like a baby that grows, and you see that they continue to grow. Sometimes it seems like magic in some way. And as you say, Eli, yes, we sold the company a few months ago. That's a presentation.
And it was a good sale.
It was a good, yeah. Yeah, it was a good help.
Great. Thanks for being here. Gloria, si nos cuentas un poco, actually I'll do a parenthesis. Everyone, you have at the bottom of the toolbar in Zoom a show captions button, and then you can choose if you want to see translation in English, Spanish, Hebrew. But Gloria, please go ahead, and English is probably the default language for everyone.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Gloria Chacon. I moved from Guatemala when I was 15. That was 15 years ago. I opened my business in 2017. It is a tree service company. I am the owner of Greenview Tree Service. I am a government contractor, and we offer different services focused on the environment. Some of them are planting trees on the streets, on the sidewalks of Rhode Island. We plant around from 500 to 700 trees a year. I have helped Rhode Island plant and the city of Providence over 3,000 trees since I started my business and working for them. I also do tree removal, trash and recycling recollection. And I opened the business from zero. I have very lucky to be in a government that it's very supportive for small businesses. And I am here to share my experience with any of you.
Thank you, Gloria. Very interesting. Roberto, please.
Thank you. It's possible to speak in Spanish. Yes.
Go do in
Thank
Spanish,
you.
and everyone, you can do captions at the lower toolbar.
Okay. Muchas gracias a todos. Es un honor estar con ustedes compartiendo en esta mañana. Tenemos un lema muy importante y es que el valor de la información y el conocimiento solo se cobra cuando se comparte. Y eso es lo que vivimos nosotros permanentemente a través de nuestra filosofía empresarial. Tenemos 30 años de estar en actividades de cámaras y asociaciones, apoyando a que los sectores en los países como Latinoamérica se formalicen cada vez más. Hemos aprendido mucho de Israel. De hecho, estuvimos antes de octubre 7 en Israel intentando hacer aún más acercamientos, ya que en el pasado hemos tenido muy buenas experiencias comercializando e importando a Guatemala y Latinoamérica tecnología enfocada en el agua, irrigación y uso del agua, ¿sí? Somos Universal Cargo y Trading es una empresa que nace queriendo romper el paradigma de simplemente mover una carga de un lugar al otro del mundo. Y es que lo hacemos en 160 ciudades diferentes del mundo, en más de 100 países. ¿Por qué es que lo hacemos de una forma diferente? Porque si una persona no encuentra lo que necesita, y máximo después de la pandemia, eso se aumentó más, ¿qué es lo que ocurre? Nosotros agregamos el valor de buscarlo en algún otro lugar del mundo. Le contaba a Eli que una vez tuvimos la experiencia de un caso de una plaga en un ingenio agrícola y nadie está preparado para atender 20,000 o más trampas de ratones y no iban a existir en este país. Tuvimos la oportunidad de traerlo de 8 países distintos del mundo. Eso creemos que entonces a la medida que nosotros abrimos el mundo hacia el comercio y quitamos las barreras, vamos avanzando en el desarrollo.
Súper, excelente. Muchas gracias. Boris, cuéntanos un poco, tal vez no, sobre Panama Startups, lo que haces.
Well, hello, Eli. Thanks for having me, and thanks for I love being with all these very, very interesting people. I'd like to say that I'm like the best guest to be here just because I'm Jewish, I'm Latino, and I look like a U.S. citizen. So I'm like mixing everything that you have in this event. Panama Startups was born 10 years ago. We are a community which work is to support the startups. We started very small, just doing conferences, and right now we're getting to the level where we're getting investors to participate in the startup world here in Panama. When I say startup, it's not mainly technology, it's all kinds of entrepreneurs that we help, and from all levels. And our objective is to grow the ecosystem in Panama, which is growing but at a slow pace. And we are also mashup. We've been to Israel. We've seen, obviously, the difference is the sky to the ground, but we're making our best effort to make it grow. We're also receiving a lot of people from other countries interested in seeing what's happening here in the ecosystem, not only the startup ecosystem, but the business ecosystem. And we have a lot of advantages in our country that we are receiving people from Brazil, from other countries in Latin America, looking for Panama as a bridge to the rest of the North America, for example. So we're helping people with that also, how to come into the market, to start a market with technology, things that the companies can get here and stuff like that. So we're branching out, and I'm happy to be here and to help anybody in anything they need.
Excellent. Thank you, Boris. And I know you also do fairs so that people get to meet the startups one-on-one and a lot of other things. I think most people here are interested in how to work in other countries. So my question now for everyone is how challenging it was to establish your company in your country, and if you have any tips, any pros or any cons that people should be aware of if they want to start a company in your country, or no, let's do that. I have other questions later, but how challenging was it to establish the company? And I think we'll do the same rotation, Avi, Gloria, Roberto, and Boris. So Avi, how difficult was it to do Sixkill or any of the other startups you've done?
It's I can tell you it's like for me it's like you are in the middle of a game, so it's you learn to play and you learn the rules as you play. Israel offers a lot in that respect. It's we are called Startup Nation, and one of the reasons I think that we are called Startup Nation is because the government offers a lot of opportunities for investors, and I think the Israel is the land of opportunities for young people that want to build something, especially speaking in the high tech sector. I think also to get yourself in a circle with very smart people that probably smarter than you are, and you learn a lot, and you get a lot of help. And also in Israel, there is a small ecosystem, so we all know everyone. So it's very, very easy to get to know also the people, also the system, also how the things work. It does not make this easy, but at least you get some a lot of the difficulties. It's a system built for the entrepreneur to succeed in a certain way. So yeah, and we have, I emigrated from Uruguay, so you have to adapt yourself. Also, you have the challenges of different things going, some cultural difficulties. But I live here since I was 18, so I don't know. I kind of most of my life already here, so I don't know where to set, but the difference. But yeah, you don't think too much. You just jump to the water and learn to swim as you swim.
Thank you, but I do think that maybe Israel has an advantage again versus other countries, and from what I understand, the community is very helpful. So it's not they don't look at it as competition; they look at it as we grow the community, the ecosystem. So that's always important.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very warm and receptive community, and we all help each other. And it's very notorious here. Yeah, it's a very nurturing community. Yes.
Great. Thank you. By the way, and before Gloria, at the end of the panel, Oscar is going to be with us to do some Q&A from the audience. So if you in the audience have any questions, please do either the chat or there's a Q&A button that you can use to send us what Oscar is going to talk to the panelists after me. Gloria, please tell us about how challenging was it?
Well, I thought it would be a good idea to be in an industry dominated by men, by white men. And I was the first Latina to have a tree service company, to be an arborist. So it has been challenging, but I guess I have an army behind me. I have the government, federal government, local, state government, the Rhode Island Hispanic of Chambers that have made my career a lot easier by giving me resources. So without them, I don't think I would have been able to have a successful business. For example, I started my business with like working on weekends only with a $30 lawnmower from a yard sale. So I started from zero, from nothing, with a baby. And then along the way, I was very lucky to very early on my business to meet people from the Rhode Island Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, from the government, which I needed help even to have like a babysitter to watch my baby so I could go and work on my business. I did not meet the qualifications to have a free, but then Sabina Matos came in. She worked very hard to pass laws where we were able to apply and get qualified to have a babysitter so we can continue and go to work. Then I decided that I look at the opportunity where we could like really grow the business to the next level by becoming government contractors. Those are very large contracts, like can be up to like millions of dollars, which at an early stage I was not capable of like doing. But during COVID, I was lucky to get some financial assistance from the government and gave me a push by giving out loans where I could like get started in just being a government contractor. So it's been challenging, but we have been lucky to have support from the government and also nonprofits like the Rhode Island Hispanic Chambers.
So the community is important, and I guess we're lucky to have Oscar here and Lieutenant Governor Santos, who was instrumental, I guess, in helping you out. So Rhode Island is open to helping the small business to grow. So yeah, interesting very much. Roberto, how was Guatemala?
Bueno, dice un refrán en Guatemala que quien emprende en Guatemala tiene éxito en el mundo, ¿sí? Eso, y tú lo sabes, Gloria, porque realmente las reglas muchas veces no son tan claras ni son tan fáciles de entender y necesitas el apoyo no solo de entidades como las cámaras, entidades legales o comerciales. Y pues para nosotros fue bastante complejo porque esta es una industria que es muy competida por grandes grupos y grupos mundiales. Pero le encontramos la manera y la forma. De hecho, hoy somos grandes promotores del Tratado de Libre Comercio que Guatemala e Israel ya firmaron, y eso pues es parte de lo que vamos a compartir más adelante. Seguramente no tenemos todavía un caso de éxito concreto porque es muy reciente, pero sí facilita mucho tanto la importación como la exportación. Así que realmente es posible hacerlo, pero necesitamos apoyarnos unos con otros.
Super, thank you. Boris, how challenging is for anyone else to start a company, maybe with your help? You're mute. No.
Well, the Zoom is mute.
Okay. Now you're on. Yeah.
Well, I just want to clear that I've also built a couple of companies, and so I know about it, and also that we like to preach to our community that we've gone through all the steps and suffered like they do. So we've also done all the parts that we're going to talk about, and like the legal part of establishing a company in Panama is quite easy. Just have the money enough to pay for the lawyers that are going to do your legal things. And even for startups, there are solutions. There are special conditions for startups or entrepreneurs to start the legal parts of the business. All the taxes and these kinds of things are very cheap. That you get 2-year exemption on taxes if you start an entrepreneur business, etc. So there's a lot of things that can help you out. There's a lot of access to loans because there's a huge banking sector. Of course, not it doesn't mean that it's easy to get a loan, but there are possibilities. There are microfinancing, etc., etc. And for big companies trying to sell themselves, or multinationals, or you trying to put another office from your company in Panama, they're eager to help you out. There are special zones that will help you get special conditions and taxes on bringing your employees, etc., etc. So I think that's one of the questions you're gonna ask me later, Ellie. So mainly, I think in the legal and the government part is pretty easy. Not on the market part, since it's a small market. So mainly, companies here are looking to grow outside, get a bigger market. But to start and to validate your business, it's a beautiful place. It's a pretty generic frame of mind that people have for Latin America, for example. Panamanian people can be used to validate, since your idea can then be exported easily to other countries in the region.
Right. Yeah, we are a jumping point.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boris. Sorry to make a parenthesis, a plug. Sorry. Roberto mentioned the free trade agreement between Guatemala and Israel. Panama also has a free trade agreement with Israel. I think they're one of the few countries in the region. And I'm going to send the chat, sorry for the plug, at the website, the Panama Israel Chamber website. We have the TOC, and there's even a chatbot. You can ask details on the free trade agreement if you're interested. I just shared the link. But with that segue from Boris, I'd like to ask Roberto and Boris, how open are Panama and Guatemala to foreign investment, and in particular to Israeli foreign investment? What have you seen, or what can you tell us on that? I don't ask Gloria and Avi because the US and Israel are different, but Roberto and Boris, if you can tell us a bit.
Ok. Bueno, Guatemala está plenamente necesitado, abierto y sediento de inversión. Claro que, como mencionó don Edgar Heinemann al inicio, tenemos una posición estratégica, geográfica para el nearshoring, y realmente sí existen estas facilidades. Creo que también está mejorando el entorno de la certeza jurídica. Eso es un tema político, pero está mejorando bastante, y hay bastante, llamémosle, involucramiento del sector privado. Como digo, son buenas condiciones. Se puede hacer bastante acceso a las instancias públicas y privadas, ¿sí? Y nosotros mismos en ISRACAM estamos apoyando emprendimientos y a empresarios que están buscando este crecimiento mediante esta inversión.
Súper. Y abierto a Israel, si no me equivoco.
Por supuesto. De eso es realmente el propósito que tenía en mi viaje. Lamentablemente se truncó en esa fecha, pero estamos continuando con diferentes opciones.
Muy bien. Boris?
Well, Panama is an interesting case. We are like we've been our lives influenced by investment from other countries, especially from the US. So definitely a country willing to receive investment and to make it so easy for you to invest that you won't believe it. Like I said, we have special programs to receive investors. With Israel, we have a beautiful relationship. We've been buying stuff from them forever, and we're getting a lot of agricultural, especially agricultural, water, and another interesting counseling and all kinds of things from Israel. I'm glad the ambassador is here. I hope to meet him soon so we can talk about some ideas. And we have.
I invited you to the lunch yesterday. You didn't come.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm on a diet, a non-kosher diet. Anyways, so yeah, I think I don't know if that answers your question, but we're definitely we have what's interesting is we've been like for 10 years either the first or the second growing economy in Latin America, Panama, which is a very small country, but at the same time we're growing like crazy, and that's mainly because we are doing a lot of projects, especially the government, and they're open for investment from private companies via some different legal structures, but you can get a lot of you can get into big investment plays here. And now we're doing a railroad, and we're doing new huge ports and agricultural special zones. There's a lot of things happening all the time, and you gotta be like up to date on what's going on so you can get into the place, and a lot of people and investors coming to see. And also in startups, we have an event. You like to do plugs, but I know it's not going to be online, but we have an event the 18th of September where we're bringing U.S. investors for a pitch day so they can learn what entrepreneurships and startups are happening that they can invest in. Probably, I hope so.
Great. Thank you. And if anyone is around Panama, 18 September, you can talk to Boris, please. Avi,
welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Avi, international collaboration in Israel is big. What have you seen of collaboration with Latin America, with the US, with Rhode Island, and in particular, have you done any collaboration like that?
Okay. Yes, here when we start a startup company, the first market that we think of course, naturally is the US. And Latin America is less for many, I don't know if for most, but for many of the people here are less on the radar. I personally do believe a lot in the Latin American market, and I did think we did some partnerships in Mexico with Grupo Carso and with other entities as well. We saw we have nice customers there. So I think there is a big potential that maybe is not exploited to the maximum yet, beneficially. And there is a lot of room for that, in my opinion.
So if someone, and you're free now, so if someone has a great idea, they can contact you, right?
Yeah, free, yes.
Free in a sense. Gloria, in the innovation ecosystem in Rhode Island, what can you tell us on that, and how maybe has it helped you in your company? And since you are in talks with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and now also with the Rhode Island-Israel Collaborative, have you thought of maybe seeing what technology Israel can offer to a small business that's in the green fields, all of that? What can you tell us?
So yeah, this is something that we'll be discussing with Oscar later on and seeing in which ways we can benefit from this as we continue adding more services within environmentally focused. So we'll be eager to learn. So if anyone here can think of something that would be useful for us, we'll be happy to hear from you. But the innovation ecosystem in the US has been a great partnership between, as I said, the government and also other nonprofits, like the Rhode Island Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. They have been very helpful, very resourceful. We do have a lot of networking events where Oscar is great at bringing a lot of different resources to the table, bringing a lot of different talents. So I have been able to benefit not only from my business, but also personally from these networking events that he provides. For example, I started my business. I started like making good money, but I didn't know like what to do with it or how to even buy a house. One of the events that he hosted helped me, like I met people where like now I bought my first house. I'm working and buying my second property, my second investment property here. And it's all thankful to these summits, like these financial summits that he offers.
Wow, congratulations. Avi put the website for the Rhode Island-Israel Collaborative, and he just says, call us. So if you have questions in Rhode Island, If you want to work together, if you're listening to the webinar, please, Avi is more than happy to help. Because we're kind of running out of time, which I know it was going to happen. I want to ask a last question to everyone, and then we will pass it to Oscar. So Oscar you'll be in 5 minutes here. So in one sentence, what tip would you give entrepreneurs that want to establish themselves in your country? And we'll do Avi, Gloria, Roberto, and Boris. Avi, if they want to establish in Israel, what's one tip that's important for them to know?
What's important for them to know? First of all, some tips. I don't know if this is the question, but some tips that I could give is don't be afraid to fail. Improvise as you need. Nobody knows everything, and we all need to do some improvisation and don't be afraid. I mean, I've seen many people that don't jump because they think, what if I will not know how to swim? Okay, and it's real, yes. But if you don't jump and try, then you never know. And even if you fail, then you learn so much that I'm sure the next time you will swim better. So this is one tip. Another thing, you get to know a lot of wonderful people around you, and it's so valuable. By the way, I'm so glad to see Miri here, that we know for years. Smart woman, and I think that there are many things that I could think of, but to surround yourself of very, very good people, both professionally and on a personal level, I think is one of the keys. And just don't be afraid. Do what you need to do.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Avi. Gloria?
So I would say know that you are not alone. Know that this is a very difficult, just owning a business, it's very difficult, but know that they have people that have been through the same issues, challenges that you have been going through, but there are also people that know the resources, the people that will guide you through the right directions. So know that if you're starting a business in Rhode Island, you need to get in contact with the Rhode Island or Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. There's a lot of...
And the link is in the chat as well. Please continue, Gloria.
There's a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of grants by the government. That's innovation grants, for example. There's money like from COVID that I received that I would not have been able to get it if I didn't know about these, which the Rhode Island Hispanic Chamber of Commerce does a great job sending out, at least whenever like grants or opportunities arise, and they share it with their members. So just know that you're not alone. Don't try doing it on your own. It will take you a lot longer to grow. So don't be ashamed of asking for help, because somebody's been in your spot and they have succeeded.
Excellent, thank you. Roberto?
Gracias. Mi recomendación para quien quisiera emprender y establecerse en mi país, es un país que tiene no solo un clima de negocios muy propicio para tener éxito, sino que es un clima espectacular. No por algo le llama el país de la eterna primavera. Entonces, uno es que nos visiten, que conozcan, porque no es lo mismo verlo de afuera que estar aquí. Pero ya a nivel del emprendimiento, que busquen enfocarse en las necesidades no resueltas que tiene la sociedad. Es un país con muchas oportunidades y que puede dar cobertura incluso a no solo una región centroamericana del Caribe, sino incluso hacia arriba en México y Estados Unidos. Lógicamente, el que tenga un propósito verdadero, porque hoy hay más que nunca, hay más valor no solo económico, cuando buscamos resolver necesidades de forma integral, tanto económico, ambiental, social, de manera sostenible. Esto lleva a muchos emprendimientos hoy a rebasar por mucho a empresas tradicionales. Así que no nos coartemos, no dejemos de pensar en grande, en cosas que no, porque no existen hoy en día, no pueden existir. Y bienvenidos, será un gusto apoyarlos, atenderlos tanto desde ISRACAM como a título personal.
Excelente, gracias. Y antes de pasarle la palabra a Boris, aprovecho para decir que tenemos en el webinar al señor Salgado, se me escapa el nombre, de Honduras, que está tratando de, en el futuro, de crear la Cámara de Comercio Israel-Honduras. Entonces también si alguien quiere algo en Honduras, podemos contactarlo a él. Boris, por favor, ¿qué no compartes?
Well, I tend to agree with Gloria. And my first tip to anyone trying to relocate to another country, either a startup or a company or whatever, is get good advice, get a good counselor, somebody who knows the country, somebody who's already done it. Obviously, usually the main place to go is the embassy, but besides that, find a nice organization on the country you're going to get advice on which is the best way to do it, the easiest way, the legal way to do it. And that's what I mainly, if you want to hear all my advices on entrepreneurship, you can check out my book in Amazon. Startup.com. Yeah, well, you gotta sell. If you're an entrepreneur, you gotta sell, man. That's what we do. I tell it on all my conference. Just stand up and sell what you do.
That's a tip. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to sell it. That's the line. Thank you, Boris, very much. I would like now to add Oscar. Oscar, are you with us? Can you turn the video? Excellent. I'm going to add you here and unmute you. And panelists, thank you very much for this. I liked it very much. I think it was very informative. Again, thank you for your time. I'm leaving you in great hands with Oscar to continue here for a bit. And I'm always here.
Thank you. Gracias. Thank you, all the panelists. That's great. That's very inspirational. And that is the idea in this webinar, that the other people who are thinking or doubting because you know the economy. I always say that entrepreneurs are people which is different. We are not afraid. We keep going. Even if we fail, what we do, start again and try it again. So congratulations, all of you. I know that you are a model for other people who want to be successful in this exciting world of business. So thank you very much for all the panel. I think that we're going to open question and answers. If people who is attending the call could write the questions in the chat, I could try to
sorry, actually, I'm going also to allow microphones. So if someone wants to ask a question out loud, more than welcome. And sorry, Oscar, maybe, señor Salgado, si quiere dar una pequeña introducción sobre ustedes en Honduras.
Buenos días, ¿qué tal? Con mucho gusto, mi nombre es Humberto Salgado, viví en Israel, estudié en Israel y tengo negocios en Honduras desde hace 20 años. También soy el cónsul honorario de la República de Estonia para Honduras y hemos tratado de hacer mucho en el tema de tecnología, de gobierno digital, etcétera, en los últimos años. Verdaderamente no nos ha funcionado. Son temas que son 100% de la mano con el gobierno y pues lamentablemente no hemos estado apoyados con el gobierno, pero seguimos haciendo la fuerza en el tema de digitalización de los procesos gubernamentales. Hay una escuela en República Dominicana financiada por las Naciones Unidas y la Comunidad Económica Europea, que está tratando muy fuerte en realidad de expandir el conocimiento de Estonia en América Latina en el tema de la digitalización de servicios. Estonia está convencida de que se ahorra dinero, es un tiempo mucho más rápido, se evita en realidad el fraude en muchas cosas. Entonces sí, estamos empujando eso desde hace muchos años y por los últimos 6 meses he estado en colaboración con el nuevo embajador de Israel aquí en Honduras, tratando de poner juntas una Cámara de Comercio Honduras-Israel. Verdaderamente Honduras es un país de vocación agrícola, entonces hay muchísimas cosas que podemos servirnos de Israel, no solamente en la parte de tecnología agrícola, sino también en la tecnología de drones, tecnología de seguridad, etc.
Excelente. Muchas gracias, Humberto. Te lo regreso, Oscar.
Sí, gracias. Bueno, Humberto, yo creo que usted está en el sitio correcto, en el momento correcto. Yo creo que aquí hay gente que estamos más que dispuestos a colaborar, sobre todo en el tema conceptual de la Cámara, porque los tiempos han cambiado y ya el enfoque que las cámaras de comercio modernas deben seguir es diferente a lo de la vieja escuela. Así que estamos totalmente a la orden y dispuestos a colaborar. Me gustaría también, mientras esperamos que alguien haga alguna pregunta o incluso comentarios, invitar a Miri para que nos hable un poquito también de su cámara de comercio y de qué manera ella puede ayudar a cualquier otro emprendedor o persona que esté pensando, como el amigo Salgado, en abrir una cámara de comercio también en Latinoamérica conectados con Israel. Miri.
Muchas gracias, Oscar. Antes que nada, ha sido un placer oír a los 4 emprendedores. También quiero informarles que una de las iniciativas que tomamos en la Cámara de Comercio Israel-América Latina este año fue fundar un grupo de mujeres latinas en high-tech, que sorprendentemente ya tenemos más de 130 mujeres. Así es que, Gloria, nos vamos a comunicar contigo. Queremos contar contigo también. Recientemente nos enteramos también que está por fundarse una Cámara de Comercio República Dominicana, Israel, que también queremos apoyarlos. Humberto cuenta con nosotros.
Gracias.
Y en general, todos los presentes, que queremos agradecerles por su participación. Espero que haya sido muy productivo. Y aquí estamos para colaborar entre las cámaras, ayudarnos unos a los otros y por supuesto yo que estoy en Israel, seguir haciendo los puentes entre América Latina e Israel. Yo trabajé muchos años en el high-tech de Israel, así es que me identifico muchísimo con todo lo que Avi contó, la cultura de levantarse, caerse, lo que es el failure y volver a tratar. También les puedo contar que la mayoría de los startups de Israel apuntan a Estados Unidos, a Europa, a Asia. Y en Israel hay de más de 400 multinationals. Y creo que para nosotros una de nuestras misiones es romper este paradigma, porque nosotros también tenemos que darle el enfoque a América Latina, traer más compañías latinas a Israel, que también compañías latinas quieran tener aquí Research and Development, una oficina de ventas, y también que los startups y los emprendedores israelíes vean el potencial que hay en invertir en América Latina. Así es que creo que esta es una gran misión. Quiero agradecerles a todos por la oportunidad. Creo que con esta colaboración podemos ver que hay muchas oportunidades de negocio, de colaboración, de apoyarnos unos a los otros. Y creo que me quedo con muchas ganas de armar una misión de Israel a América Latina. Así es que ojalá, o a Rhode Island, ojalá que lo podamos planear en conjunto.
Bueno, muy bien. Pues es interesante, creo que la presencia de las personas que han atendido este evento muestra que ha sido bien exitoso y bien interesante para todos. Una vez más, quiero agradecerles a los panelistas. Excelente, los felicitamos por su constancia, su dedicación y su marcado progreso. Gloria, especial agradecimiento a ti por tu participación. Y Gloria es una persona que no es solo lo que hace por su compañía, sino por lo que hace por las mujeres en el estado de Rhode Island, ayudando a incorporarla en un mundo que de verdad siempre fue dominado y ha sido dominado por hombres y sobre todo por hombres blancos, americanos blancos, lo cual coloca barreras que hacen un poquito más complicado para nosotros los latinos iniciar nuestro negocio. Así es que, pues felicitaciones. Ya tenemos a Avi en pantalla, pero yo tengo entendido que Miri va a hacer los comentarios de cierre y luego Avi.
Gracias a todos los panelistas otra vez.
Thank you. So, it was fascinating. And as an entrepreneur, even our little program here was an entrepreneur project. We called one, we called second, and finally we got a project going. And it was not just easy, but that's an example for entrepreneurs. I can tell you from my life experience, and I truly wanted to answer almost every question that you, Eli, asked, because I was an entrepreneur. I'm still in if I can give one comment to you, all entrepreneurs, is don't afraid to hear no. Keep asking the question, and if one say no, go to another one. Myself, when I bought my company, I took a government SBA loan. I had to mortgage my wife, my kids, but we did it. And so don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to ask for help. There is a lot of resource. As example, we can talk about in our case here in Rhode Island and Israel, the Bird Foundation. There's grants up to $1 million to companies that want to work with a research company to bring a new product to market. They don't take any equity. You pay back only from revenue. And we had multiple cases like this in Rhode Island. And as a plug-in I want to give here for Rhode Island, for Latin American and for Israel, we have helped to create here the RIIC Hub, which was partially financed by IBM AlphaZone in Israel. And if you're an entrepreneur from Israel, and I'm sure we can arrange it for Latin America members, you can come to the RIIC Hub for 6 months for free if you accepted, and you're going to get space, information, mentoring at zero cost to you for 6 months. Rhode Island is small, and people don't know about it. A lot of times they talked about Long Island, but no, it's Rhode Island. It's a very small state. But I have to say, from my experience, very, very friendly. And especially if you're from both Israel and Latin America, you're so welcome here. You'll be surprised how welcome you are. And I think it's testimony to our relation with Oscar and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and with Miri, with the Latin American Chamber of Commerce. And if you go on our blog site, you're going to see a ton of activities, Israel and Rhode Island. But we want to bring to that wagon more countries, more people. So this is a good example of one project, and there will be many more. In our case, in Rhode Island, there is aquaculture, there is universities, there is tech, there's computers. There's a lot of what's going on here. So, as I said, don't be afraid to ask. And again, we're here together all to help you as an entrepreneurs, and everybody that listen to it, say, I want to do it. And if you dream about it, you can get it. You can do it. It's not easy. I don't want to mislead everyone, but you can do it. And we had an amazing panelists, and I really would like to thank them both, to Avi, to Roberto, to Gloria, to Boris, for your sharing your stories, because every one of those stories, and I don't care if you exited $100 million or you have a company of $1 million, you have life experience. You somehow took it from A to B, and you learn to get information, manage people, running a company, and that's what we're trying to do here, to inspire people. And we did in the past some other program with Oscar, with the Hispanic community also, to inspire people to start. And Israel cannot be a better example of inspiration of companies. And I don't know, to those who didn't know, recently there was an exit of a very, very close friend. He was on one of our program, $35 billion. But not everyone is in the story. Uji Mukadi, it's an amazing person. We had an interview with him in the past. But the fact that you took your future in your hands and you started a business and you help others, you hired people, you managed, you coached, you become a family. If I can inspire you by those words, and more importantly, don't be afraid. My company, as example, we sold in 68 countries before I sold it. And we had to work with different culture and learn and everyone. But if you respect each other and you work together and you dream it, you're going to get it. So that's my 2 words of wisdom, if I can say, of my life experience. I want to like to take it to the end. So first, I would like to really thank Ellie, Miri, and Oscar for working with us and other people that helped to make this project. And when we started to talk about it, it was like...
And Isabel.
And Isabel and some other people, and apologies, Isabel. But you did it. We worked together. And again, that's a good example. I want to thank to our government officials, because I think if we don't have the backing from the government, funding, we will not have all what's going on. From the Lieutenant Governor, Sabina Matos, Benny Sharon as the Israeli consul, to New England, Ambassador Matania, the ambassador to Panama, and of course, as I said earlier, to our entrepreneurs. So to those who celebrate the Jewish New Year, I want to say Shana Tova, everybody. And again, the key is keep communicating. If you have a question, you have my email, Ellie's email, Miri's email, Oscar email, and we will connect you with other people that you might be interested. And I know you will get the support. So again, I want to thank you, everyone. And in our case, follow our webpage, our announcement. We do multiple programs. If you're interested to do something here with Israel, Rhode Island, or just Rhode Island, we feel like an ambassador for the state also, and we'll continue to support you. So again, thank you, everyone. And until next time, we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Adiós, gracias, shalom.
Shalom.